just one big story, isn't it?
Hi everyone, welcome to the Story Connection. I'm your host, Donna Wilberg. Well, everyone has a story, and whether it's fact or fiction, we're after the story behind the story. And here today is with us Sean Stueve. He's a filmmaker, and he's going to talk about his story behind the story of Missed Prayers. Nice to have you on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Wow. Well, before we launch into the story behind the story,
Okay.
why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Okay. Yeah, I'm Sean, and I like to make films. I don't know.
How long have you been making films?
I guess it started, back when I was, early teens. I was making. We had like a VHS-C camera that my mom had, and I'd make little skits, or I'd make stop motion with it. It wasn't even meant for stop motion. It was meant for it just recorded, so I'd have to hit record and hit record again to stop it, then move something and do it again. And, started there, and eventually I went to, I think I started realizing that I could do something when I saw a wrestling show, a backyard wrestling show on public access station in Vacaville. And it was bad. It was like mattresses in someone's backyard. They were jumping off the roof, and I was just thinking, these guys got their thing on TV. Like, what's stopping me? Why can't I do that? So from there, I did like a sketch show that was pretty bad. And, I don't know, just moved on from there and just kept, working my way up.
Now, do you look for stories to tell through your filmmaking, or do they come to you? How does that work?
Depends. Like, Missed Prayers, we're going to talk about later, but that was the first one I wrote. Before that, my other films, other people wrote them for me, and I just liked the stories and had the opportunity to create them. I'm not always in the driver's seat. I'm sometimes just, on set grip or gaffer or something like that. So, wherever I can help, I like to be a part of the, of making the story come to life. I like to be a part of that. So, however I can.
Super. Well, when you're in the creative seat.
Okay.
Okay. Does the story come to you? Do you sort of, ruminate through the story and just visualize it and make it your own?
I'd love to say I do, but it just seems like when I'm actually making it, it's so much to it that it seems like it just flies by. It seems like it's just, you get there and it's like you've got to come up with a shot list and a storyboard, and we have to, get some locations, and you have to get actors ready, and you have to get them rehearsed, and you have to, and there's so much to do that it seems like there's no real time to sit there and get everything, really, really, perfect how you're going to tell the story or any of that. So, especially with the latest film, Missed Prayers, that was not very much time to create that one.
Well, let's talk about Missed Prayers.
Okay.
So you wrote Missed Prayers. Was it inspired by something, or?
Yeah, I guess it was just, I was in a script writing class, and I was kind of like, what do I want to write about? And my wife, we were walking, and my wife was just thinking like, there's, billions of people on this planet, and trillions, however many there are, lots of people. And if they're all praying, how does God listen to all these prayers? So she had this idea, like, what if there's like a call center of people that have to listen to them, and then they just kind of sort out the important ones. And so that's kind of, she came up with that idea, and that's kind of where it got launched. Then I had a buddy of mine, I talked to him about it, and he kind of made a structure. He wrote a script, but it was really just like, here's where it starts, here's where they go, and here's where they go from there. And then from there, I just took that and I really launched into like, making it funny, making it and making a story out of it, making like, why do they go there? Why did this happen? What and so it's really, it was really collaborative. But I guess I like to claim, just because it was the first time I wrote a script, so I like to say it's the first script I wrote. Even though there was a lot of other people behind just even that part of it, just writing the script.
Yeah. Well, every story has a beginning, a middle, and an end, and when you have those three elements, filling in the blanks is kind of the fun part.
Yes, it
Yeah.
definitely was. And
I
that was,
enjoy that.
yes, and like I said, I had other people creating the story or helping me. They were like my muse. So once I had that down, it was easy to fill in those blanks and get everything, like I said, make it funnier. That was the big thing, was making it a comedy.
Yeah.
Because it was already funny, but it wasn't, the jokes weren't there. So try to, put those in there.
Okay, so we've got a clip to show.
Okay.
You want to set that up for us?
I think what we're going to show is the trailer, and so the trailer, it kind of goes through the whole story. We kind of see, we see just about everything. Norton, he's working at his job and doesn't like it, and so he kind of slacks a little bit, and when he does that, he misses something important, and then after that, he tries to fix it, but instead of just admitting he did something wrong, he tries to go fix it himself and gets into more trouble. And so the trailer kind of will explain a lot of that for us. So.
Super.
Yeah.
Sounds like a lot of fun. Well, why don't we just take a look?
I'm from heaven.
Another football prayer.
Always Dallas.
Dear God, please let New York make the playoffs.
That was a waste of time.
Are you kidding? Humans are hilarious.
What are the winning lottery numbers?
I missed the high pride prayer last night.
You did what?
Shh! I'm going to go take care of it.
William is gonna kill you.
William doesn't need to know.
You think this is funny?
Where's Norton?
Hey, Norton, go to hell.
That's really good. I love the whole premise of it, and it makes you wonder. It really makes you wonder how it really goes up there, and with all the prayers.
And I think that was part of our goal. We wanted to kind of just, like have, and that actually happened on set a lot too. We were on set. We were, sitting there and kind of thinking like, well, how does this work? How would this happen there? We'd have to put papers in the background and think, what's on this paper in heaven, in an
Yeah.
office? What is on this piece of paper? And it had a lot of people, questioning everything. And so, just that happening on set alone was like I was really happy with that aspect of it. So, yeah.
That's kind of the story behind the story, while you're
Yeah.
making it, what you're learning, what you're experiencing, the journey, and all that.
Yeah.
So you worked on quite a few films.
I've worked on a few films. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you've had a couple of audience favorites for your place called Sacramento Films.
We did. Yeah, we did. The first film I did myself was 3 Words for Dacia in 2010, and that one it was at a place called Sacramento, and it won Audience Choice and Producer's Choice, and it was the last film of the show, which I kind of think is an award in itself too. When they show that one last, it's kind of like
Well, I thought
saving it for last.
it was a good film.
So I was really happy with it, really proud of it, and that kind of launched me into this is something I want to do. And so, yeah, that was
So somebody came to you with a script, and you took a look at it and said, yeah.
Okay, so what it was, I heard about. I actually had the year before, I had been doing a show called Rhythm and Rhymes, and it was at a place called Butch and Nellie's downtown, which is not there anymore. Sadly, I don't know what happened to them, but they moved on. So, but we were at this cafe called Butch and Nellie's, and in 2009, there was a film. I think it was called. What was it called? Something about tea. I can't remember the name, but they needed a location. They needed a coffee shop. So they asked me. I asked the location that we had been working with, and they said okay, and so they did that, and then I went to the screening and I saw the screening, and not to be offensive, but I was kind of like watching it going, I could do better than this, And I understand now, like that sounds really harsh. I understand now. The place called Sacramento is a script writing competition. It's people that have never made films before in their life. They wrote something, and so and that aspect of it I really admire. But I was really thinking like, God, I could do better than that. And so the next year it came around, and I was like, I want to make something. So one of my friend, Luke, who I just started working on his film, I jumped in and became his cinematographer halfway through. His film called Ravenwood, which is a vampire western. Really,
Oh, boy.
Really fun. Oh, it was a lot of fun. It was really terrible, but it was a lot of fun. And so I asked him, and he wrote the script. I read the script, and it was great. Even though it was, really low budget production, it was a really great script, and I knew he could write. And so I said, I really want to do this. There's this place called Sacramento Festival. All you gotta do is, if you write something good enough, you get in. I really want to do it. Can you write me something? He said, yeah. He said, I'll think about it. So I kind of gave him ideas, but I don't think they helped at all. I think he just went off on his own. He sent me a script one day, and he wouldn't tell me anything about it. Just like, here's the script. I'm not gonna say anything. Just read it. So I sat there and I read the script, and it was just like, this is great. I want to do it. I want to do it so bad. And so we turned it in, and it got accepted, and then
The rest was history.
And then we had to produce it, and that was the hard part. But we produced it, and that was that's where Dacia came from. And then I
Well,
guess
it was a good one, and we're going to have to show a clip because
okay.
that was probably one of my favorite films in all the years. That was really
thank you.
That was really spectacular. So why don't we take a look?
3 words.
So, who's the lucky gal?
3 words would heal these wounds.
Come on, man. That ship has sailed. You never had a chance, Roman.
Tonight's my last chance.
This one's a different breed.
I have to find her.
I don't think you're gonna like what you find when you get there, though.
And after all that fruitless searching, Dacia turned up right in front of me.
Wow. Okay, so everybody is going to have to take a look on that. It's on YouTube, isn't it?
It is
you
on
can watch
YouTube.
the full 10 minutes.
The trailer we just saw is on YouTube. The whole film is also on YouTube, so you can go watch it. It's the whole thing's there, and it's really hard keeping it a secret. The ending, but
Yeah, you have to watch it just
even
for the
then,
ending.
even without that, like I was really happy. I couldn't believe like the talented people that came together to make that, like, especially the actors. Like Luke, who's the main Roman Rhodes, played by Luke David. He was the guy that wrote it, and that was one of his provisions. Was when he wrote, he's like, "You can have the script, but I get to be the main character." And it was like,
He did a good job.
I knew he could act, so I wasn't too upset about that.
Yeah.
So, got him in there. He did great. But then we got like Bridget Best came out, and not at all what I pictured for Dacia. We pictured a real Jessica Rabbit look, and she just came in, and it was a lot different. It was like this exotic look, and like I said, it wasn't what I expected. But when she did it and she performed, and it was like, well, that's what it is now.
Yes.
That's not what it was, but that's what it is. That's exactly what I want from that character. And then even like little roles like Jason Shannon when he played the barista, he was just so good, and so just everybody came together and did a really good job acting in that film, and so that's what made it such a powerful film.
Yeah, there's a lot that goes into
Yeah, no,
having all the elements.
the mistake I made on that film was I was the producer, director, cinematographer, editor. I decided I was going to do everything. I had this idea that nobody else could do a good enough job as I could do, which is wrong. I could do a good job, but I could have also had help, which would have sped up the process and made it easier. So I decided to do everything myself, and it was a mistake. I haven't made that mistake again. I've in my more recent projects, I've definitely got much more of a crew behind me to help me out on everything. So, yeah.
So if you had to pick one of your projects that had a story behind it, which one would that be?
Well, we talked about Dacia a little bit. That has, we talked about that story. I guess the next year I did The Breakup, and The Breakup was a good film, and we won an audience choice again at a place called Sacramento for that. But I think The Breakup happened almost in spite of me, not because of me. I was brought in to direct it, and I had had the experience the year before, but at the same time, I had just been diagnosed with diabetes, type 1 diabetes, a month before. And for me, the idea was, I can't be stagnant. I got to go do something, because I can just dwell on this and be sad and depressed, but I got to go do something. But really, I was in bad shape. I was feeling awful. I was getting better, but I didn't feel like it. I felt terrible. So we had an amazing crew on that. We had a really good cast, and we had a really, really good crew all coming together to put that together. And I came for rehearsals, and I got the actors kind of where they were. But the actors were so good already. You know, we had Mark Gardner, and I can't remember everybody right now, but just everybody did such a good job. Even like the small roles, we had some really good people come in. And so I helped out a little bit, but that movie just came together on its own, and it was really a triumph of everybody else that made that film, because I was in such bad shape. I just couldn't, you know, participate as much as I would have liked. And, you know, looking back, it was a good way for me to get off the couch, get out there and keep doing what I want to do. But also, you know, I could have really been a detriment to that film if everybody else hadn't been there helping out that film, you know, making that film what it was.
Well, it was a good film.
It was, and I'm happy with the way it turned out. Yeah.
Well, why don't we show a clip?
Yeah.
You know, when I first came into town, I had a job that required me to work night shifts. I had to quit. Yeah, I mean, you can't watch or go to games when you're working at night. There's only 82 games a season. You can't miss any of them, right?
Yeah, right.
Your beloved Kings are leaving Sacramento.
What?
Yeah, it's true. They're going to Anaheim. Goodbye, so long, kaput.
Very funny.
No, I'm serious. It's on all the radio stations. In fact, it must be a done deal. The mayor even said so.
Man, I knew we needed a new arena, but this can't be true.
Sorry, man. You know, what I wanted to talk to you about with the position down at the clinic, I think would be a great opportunity for you.
Not right now, man. I gotta find out what's going on with the team.
I thought you said the autograph signing didn't start until 6.
What is all this?
Bobby, I'm leaving you.
Goodbye, so long, kaput.
And I just can't take your basketball obsession anymore. You're an addict. You're an addict.
The Kings are leaving. The Kings are leaving Sacramento. The Kings are leaving you.
Goodbye, so long, kaput.
Yes.
And I just can't take your basketball obsession anymore. You're an addict. You're an addict.
The Kings are leaving you.
I'm leaving you. I'm leaving you. I'm leaving you.
Well, that, you know, you could see why that one. It was just such a good story.
It was
a really good story.
It was really topical too. Having, you know, it was right when the Kings were talking about leaving, and everybody had this fear of that. And you know, and Joyce, the producer and the writer, she, you know, she's a huge Kings fan. And she's always at the games, and you know, it was really, for her, it was a really, you know, personal story of what she's feeling as the Kings are trying to leave town. And so, you know, I think that's why it came together really well. Like I said, even though I wasn't feeling it all the time, you know, we still made it happen. And yeah.
Oh, it's good. So, if your next project, you've got something in mind already, or?
I'm still deep in Miss Prayers right now. We're in post production. We're showing on the 29th of March, and it's right around the corner. So I just got to get, you know, it's all I'm focused on right now is getting that done, getting it ready to show, so that, you know, it's a good showing. I guess I do have, you know, I'm at school right now. I'm at the Art Institute, and eventually I'm going to have to do a senior project. So I'm not really sure what I'm going to do for that, though. I have a couple ideas, but like I said, right now I'm just so focused on this project. This was Miss Prayers is such a, you know, that's part of it's part of the class that we did this. The class is called Short Media, and the idea is to make a film in 11 weeks.
Okay.
So yeah, there's no
That's
no time at all, and they don't just make you make the film; they make you do every aspect of it. It's, you know, get all your social medias ready, you know, your website, Facebook, Twitter, everything. Get up. That's week 1. Get that done. Get a Kickstarter campaign going. That's week 2. Get your actors, get them rehearsed, get locations locked down. Get, you know, just everything. And we only had 1 week to shoot. Week 6. You have to shoot during week 6, and that's it. And you can't, you know, and if you shoot outside of that, you get a bad grade.
How long is the film?
The film is, I think officially it's like 10 minutes, 30 seconds, which is a little long. I like to get under that 10-minute mark. 10 minutes, 30 seconds, you know, it's right around there. It was less than that, and then we have a minute worth of opening credits alone, so.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people realize what a challenge it is to make a 10-minute film.
Oh, it's so hard to make it short. Short is the hardest part, you know.
Because you have to have all those elements.
Yeah.
You know, in 10 minutes, it doesn't give you much time to do that.
Yeah, but you know, so that's, like I said, that's what we're focused on, and we're, you know, getting everything done, getting all the different. There's still all these elements, like the electronic press kit and the DVD with all the different elements of that are got to get done too. So, yeah, that's all. Like I said, that's all I'm focused on right now. You know, I'm hoping to work on other people's projects still. You know, next quarter and the quarter after. I know a lot of people in their senior project next quarter.
Yeah.
Hopefully be a gaffer or a best boy electric or something like that. And maybe over the summer being someone's director of photography for their short media when they have to take the same class. But as for my own projects, I don't really know what's next on the horizon besides, like I said, I'm focused right now on Miss Prayers.
Well, that sounds good. Well, we've got just a little bit of time left. Why don't you give everybody your information?
Oh, okay. So I'm Sean Stueve. You can find more information about Miss Prayers at missedprayers.com. Pretty easy to remember. You can also go to facebook.com/missprayers. We're on Twitter. I think it's twitter.com/missprayers. Try to make everything pretty simple. We even have a Google Plus, even though, got to admit, we kind of neglect that one a little bit. You know, we just try to, you know, every social media we could get out there, we try to go. I'm sorry, my voice is, I'm dying a little bit at the end of this, talking so much. I'm getting over a cold. But
doing a good job, though.
So, but yeah, that's where, you know, I'd say the Facebook is probably the best, or the actual website is the best place to find more information about us. Like I said, missprayers.com. It's, you know, try to update that as much as possible. So,
good.
Yeah.
Well, I wish you a lot of luck. It's a really cute film. It just tickled me. It really did.
Well,
and I'm sure that people are going to find it very humorous, entertaining, and a good story.
All right. Thank you very much.
Oh,
Thanks.
Thank you very much. Well, and we still have to give some information on the Story Connection.
The Story Connection airs the second and fourth Thursday at 9:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Our companion show, Paranormal Connection, airs the first and third Thursdays of each month. Each episode repeats the following Friday at 1:30 p.m. and Saturday at 5:30 a.m. Watch these programs online at the same airtimes by going to accesssacramento.org and clicking Watch 17. In the Sacramento region, you can see us on Comcast Channel 17 and on AT&T Channel 99. You can find previously aired shows on the Story Connection YouTube channel. For information on upcoming shows and previous Story Connection guests, go to storyconnectiontv.blogspot.com. You can contact us at storyconnectiontv@gmail.com, and don't forget, find us on Facebook, become a friend, and become a fan.
Alrighty, well, we've just got a couple minutes left in the show. Is there anything else you'd like to share with the audience before we wrap it up here?
Oh, you're putting the pressure on me.
I am.
I just hope, I don't think this is, I think it's going to air after we actually have our showings, so I don't think people get to be able to get out and see it, but hopefully, I'm hoping to submit it to the Sacramento International Film and Music Festival, which plays over the summer, so hopefully you'll be a chance to see it there, and I'm hoping to submit to other festivals too, so hopefully people get a chance to see it, and if you don't, I'm sure eventually I'll have it on YouTube or Vimeo or something, so people can check it out eventually, you know, come see the film, and yeah.
Well, one more time, where can they go to find you?
You can find me, I'm on Facebook, and you can find Miss Prayers on Facebook as well. You can also see at missprayers.com, twitter.com/missprayers, and any other social media we tried to, you know, I think we have a Tumblr as well. I'm not in charge of that one though. So.
Okay. Well, everybody, we're going to be out looking for more stories for the Story Connection. So I guess our big thing is we want to know what's your story. If you have a story to tell, please contact us. We'd love to hear from you. And we're looking for all different medias, whether it's music, telling stories through music, art, filmmaking, authors. We're always looking for more stories from authors. So I hope you enjoyed the show, and stay tuned for the next episode. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much, Sean.
Thank you for having me.
Good night.